Hey, Daily Dosers, Chris here. Thanks for joining us. Oh, this is going to be a great week. This week, we are going to bring to you the lost art of, well, that's what we're going to hit every day. What is it? For some, it may be the lost art of serving or the lost art of patience or the lost art of forgiveness. We're going to bring you our best. You know what we've lost the art of? We've lost the art of, and I get to kick this off with the lost art of, where do I start? Here's what I'm doing. This is going to be the lost art of us guarding our hearts and minds. That's our responsibility. Oh, this is going to be one of those I'm so passionate about because I started this in my life about 3.5 years ago. And I got to tell you, it has been an amazing difference. Oh, I feel like I'm on an infomercial right now. I'm not just a member, I'm the president. Man, I did this thing. Let me tell you what happened in my life and how it changed me and how I got my heart back, how I got my head back. And I'm not going to give you an encouragement. I'm going to give you a command today. I know, turn it off right now if you don't like commands and conviction, because this is going to be a good one. Where do I get it from? The Bible. Who do I get it from? The Apostle Paul. Who's he writing to? The church in Philippi, an incredibly generous group of people that funded all of his church planning, all of his missional trips. And he's finishing up a book. And he's finishing up a book with finally what? When you got a dear group of friends that have supported you in every endeavor, everything you've done, and you want to wrap up your letter to them, you're finally, what are my final words? What are my finally? And in Philippians 4, he says this, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble. Now, Christian, you know this verse. Don't turn this off. Listen to me. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. And whatever you've learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, just put it into practice. And the God of peace will be with you. People, with the mess of our culture, the mess of our politics, the mess of everything going on, 3.5 years ago, I found myself being consumed by the world. I find myself watching more news channels, more social media than ever before. Why? Because I felt like I needed to be in the know. I felt like I had to have an answer. I felt like, man, the church is really just waiting on our responses. And us, as a church leadership team, 13 of us are getting together, praying over this. Men and women of God, how do we respond? We got to know these. And here's what I found. The more and more I soaked up the social media, the more and more I soaked up the news of the world, the more and more my heart and mind became of the world. The more angry I got, the more frustrated I got, the more pity parties I had, the more angst I had about groups and people, the more I didn't like Christians. I didn't like Christians. I didn't like North Coasters. I didn't like North Coast. Why? Because I read this verse. Finally, Chris, whatever is angry, whatever is divisive, whatever is frustrating, whatever has an opposite view, whatever is ignorance, whatever is you think on those things. Well, no wonder my heart and mind was there. I completely forgot the word of God. We're not supposed to be ignorant people, but if you could just take this into practice and realize, finally, brothers and sisters, let me tell you how to live this Christian life. Whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, if it is praiseworthy, then think about such things. Can you print out Philippians 4:8? Can you put it on your laptop? Can you put it on your radio? Can you put it on your phone? Can you put it on your computer? And run everything this next year through this grid. If what I'm watching and listening to isn't true, admirable, praiseworthy, if it isn't done in love, if it isn't noble, if it isn't lovely, then I need to turn it off. This is the lost art of protecting our heart and our mind. Listen, Paul is writing to the people in Philippi. It is a Roman citizen, a Roman outpost. You don't think those Christians were in a culture that was turning them upside down? And Paul goes, let me tell you, get out of the culture wars. Get out of what you're feeding your heart and your mind. And you know what you're going to do? The God of peace will be with you when you do this. You're going to find love, pure, praiseworthy, and you're going to find a God of peace in your heart and mind. Here's the lost art. We forgot how to guard our heart and our mind because we let so much garbage in. People, turn it off and find a God of peace and contentment. We love you. We'll see you the rest of the week.